Within a 5-mile radius, just about any community in Houston, one can experience food from around the world: Indian, Mediterranean, Greek, Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, Thai, Italian, South American, British, Cuban, and of course, Tex-Mex. It's this mixture of culture and cuisine that make the Bayou City a melting pot of tastes. We're here to experience them all and serve you food without borders.
Well, hi, Emily. Thanks for having us here today.
Todd.
Tell me a bit about Samurai Noodle. You know, it seems like ramen places are just starting to pop up in Houston. You guys are here at the right time, huh?
Yeah. Samurai Noodle is actually a brand that started in Seattle. The owner is actually pure Japanese, grew up in Tokyo, and so that's why our popular dishes, a lot of them are very traditional Tokyo dishes.
What are some of the popular dishes that you guys have?
We have our gyoza, which is our pan-fried pork dumplings. We do them a little bit special because we pan-fry them upside down, and we serve them upside down with a little crisp called hanatsuki, which is a wing crepe, and that's a lot of traditional Japanese people. They come in here, they love it because it just reminds them of home. It's like popular street food. Can't get anywhere else besides here.
Well, you know, here in the States, we're big about comfort food, and it sounds like you guys are all about comfort food for Japanese.
Yeah, and so we're trying to bring that into the Houston culture of, I mean, you have a lot of different kinds of noodle soups nowadays, and so sometimes when it rains, we're really busy because of the comfort of having warm soup with noodles or chicken, and people just come in here and they just feel like they're at home or, you know, very warm inside.
One thing I found interesting was I heard you guys have a special way of working with employees. Your employees kind of do a little bit of everything around here. Huh?
We do. I've actually been here since day one, since this building was, you know, shelled out and built. Everybody starts the same way. We don't hire chefs. We don't hire, you know, front of house just cashiers. Everybody, we don't have any busboys here either. Everybody runs dishes. Everybody gets on their hands and knees and cleans up after the end of the day. It's a very traditional, starting from. Everyone's the same, you know. We're not. There's no hierarchy here except if you earn your way up.
And it seems like you guys work as a team that way as well.
We do. When we're fully staffed and it's great, everybody can do everything. So we can have anybody can get into the kitchen line and cook an order. You know, anybody can run dishes. Well, just basically, you get this feel like, oh, this is missing, so I'm going to go do it, and everybody works together, and it's very harmonious.
Well, you know, one thing I also heard is you guys make your own noodles, unlike places that bring them in and have them made by a company.
We do.
Y'all make your own noodles, and I hear you make noodles as well.
I do. I was the first noodle maker to start in the beginning because, I mean, we were a store, and so they needed someone to do the noodles at least because that's what we're serving. So I got into the noodle line, and I started making them, and then from that point, I guess at this point we have about 3 or 4 that rotate out daily, but it's a long process to train because we pride ourselves in that perfection. Everybody does it the same way, or else, you know, you do get one person that doesn't do it, then the noodles come out different. And
well, I'm dying to see. Yeah, I mean, I hear about these noodles a lot. I hear about them. I'm dying to see how they're made. What do you say we go in the kitchen and take a look, and you can show me some of your best dishes too? All right, maybe she'll make some noodles for us. All right.
At XCC, the material science program focuses on 2 specialized education and workforce training programs: corrosion technology and welding technology. At XCC, the Material Science Center of Excellence provides the students the best education and training, enabling them to pursue with confidence the opportunities that today's job market has to offer.
An engineering career is a wonderful career. The HEC Engineering Center of Excellence created a new degree which allows students to take the first 2 years of a 4-year engineering program here at ACC, and then they transfer to an upper division college. Total tuition costs for that 4-year degree is under $20,000. More than 1 million engineers will be retiring over the next 10 years. We need to educate the next generation of engineers, not just for Houston or Texas, but for the country.
Here at the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing, we've got programs in machining technology, and we've got programs in manufacturing engineering technology. Based on the strengths of our faculty and the state-of-the-art facilities combined with hands-on learning, students completing our program will have the greatest chances within manufacturing. Manufacturing touches all of us every day in everything that we do. Come to HCC and become a part of tomorrow's future.
The construction COE is like a big umbrella. We have several disciplines goes underneath it. Construction technology, plumbing, heating, ventilation and air conditioning, industrial electricity, and solar technology.
The students are excited to be a part of this program because they realize that it is positioning them to outshine the competition.
At Houston Community College, we focus on the future. The transition the student from Houston Community College to the workplace, it will be seamless.
All right, so we are in the kitchen, and this is a special part of the kitchen. I'm with Emily. She's been busy over here. And
yeah.
Joseph, and you're the head noodle maker here. What would you call your position?
Yes, I oversee all the managing
Operations.
operations here.
Great.
And noodles being one of the few things that I manage here. But the noodles are the biggest thing about ramen. So we'll basically make enough for one day and a little bit more in the morning. So whenever our noodle maker comes in, they'll be able to continue making more noodles for our lunch service.
And you said you'll have noodles being made literally all day long? Or
All
for
day
like-
long,
yeah.
yes. Our noodle maker, Emily here, she works about 8 to 10 hours a day
Right.
just making only noodles. She's a very good noodle maker.
And I guess you got to have a lot of them when you're called Samurai Noodle in the title of the place.
Oh,
That's what
yes.
people come here to expect. Well, we're going to get this machine started. Does it turn on?
Yes, Emily's going to go ahead
Perfect.
and start it up, and then we're going to go see how this
Cool.
process all works. Right now, we're basically trying to knead this, the dry ingredients to get it to like a nice powdery consistency to make it all nice and consistent and even. So that's what we've got going on right now. It's spinning, it's breaking up all those bigger chunks into tiny little bits of
Right.
what I like to call wet sand. 'cause
And
that's
it's going to get
similar
into
texture.
a doughy consistency pretty soon? Or is
Well, it stays powdery,
Okay.
but the actual process that causes it to become solid is our pressing process.
Okay.
So that's the reason why we use our machine here, because the recipes that we work on, we have a team out in Japan that actually formulates the recipes, constantly changing. And the way that we like to make our noodles is to make it just wet enough so that it just barely holds together, but still has that firm bite whenever you bite into it.
We got the noodles in the hopper right now. Pretty soon they're going to go through this machine. It takes a little while, so right now why don't we take a break and check in with Rourke, who's got a special report for you.
I'm Rourke McGaffin. I'm here at HCC TV Studios with my friend Giulio Riccio.
That's right.
He's in our culinary department, and he's going to help show how we make espresso with this stovetop espresso maker.
I actually have one of those at home. We call it a macchinetta. It's Italian for little machine. It's why it has a lot of little divots and little things.
Right. There are some little things to know about this particular type of espresso maker. There's this little BB pressure release valve, and it actually has two purposes. One, it's a fill line, and you can see the little BB valve there. And so what you're going to do is fill the water up, and I'm going to show you how much goes in there in just a moment. This particular model makes about 3 good-sized espresso shots.
Something else that little BB does is it actually, like you said, it releases the pressure just so that in case it were to build up too much, it doesn't explode on you.
Right. You don't have to worry about these stovetop espresso makers exploding on you. They use pressure, but there's the BB release, and then we also have a gasket as well that'll blow before the machine's going to explode. So we're going to go on to how to exactly use this little thing. I'm going to put in, I never measure this water, but I'm going to tell you exactly how much goes in there.
So right about half a cup.
Yes, about 4 ounces of water. And then this is the little percolator tray. And
Now, about how much coffee goes into one of those things?
well, again, I never measure this, but I know this I pack very loosely.
Okay. Because I've seen like baristas at the coffee shops, they pack those things like they're freaking
Right.
hockey pucks.
Exactly, and they have a lot more pressure. Those type of commercial espresso machines.
Okay.
These get a lot of pressure, but not as much. But you can see that's packed very loosely, and then I'm just going to barely tamp it down.
Okay.
So you want to turn this on, and you want it tight, but you don't want to really put it on too tight because you're going to have trouble getting it off later. And then we're going to put it on our stove. We got it cranked up to about medium. We don't want it to percolate too fast. I'm going to leave the top up so I can see when it starts percolating. And also, besides making 2 espresso shots, with a third, we're going to make a latte. So we're going to heat our milk while the espresso is percolating out of our stovetop espresso pot. You want to make sure you keep the milk moving so it doesn't scald, of course.
Right, and something else, you don't want it to boil, otherwise it could break.
Right. You don't want it to degrade too much.
Yeah.
So we're just about through. You can see the last of the espresso is percolating up, and you want it to percolate that slow. Otherwise, it's going to come out too fast, and those little openings, it's going to jet your coffee all over your stovetop.
That's just a mess. Now, whenever it starts to boil, what you'll actually hear is a little bubbling, like when the pot's about to start boiling over. That's when you know the coffee's about to start pouring over.
Like that noise when you're heating pasta water. When
Exactly.
You hear that rumble and roar. And so now we're here at the top. How is our milk?
Yeah, just
properly?
basically what we want is just a little bit of steam coming out. We don't want too much.
Right.
So, and again, you don't want it to overheat.
And we're there. So I'm going to turn both these burners off.
Okay.
And I'm going to pour. I'm going to let you talk about
Perfect.
this coffee here.
Now, what this little pot does is it actually produces 3 shots of espresso. So we've got 2 just espresso shots, and we're also going to make a latte. The difference between coffee and espresso is really the intensity and how it's brewed. So you get a lot more caffeine in it, a lot more flavor, and it's a better shot and real quick.
So now I'm going to let you top off our latte.
Perfect. So
And these are actually, these cups are called demi-tasse cups, and these are demi-tasse spoons, and that's what you serve espresso in. And then we're just using a regular coffee cup for the latte. Oh,
See,
that looks great.
there you go.
All right, fantastic. Well, I want to thank my friend Giulio Riccio.
I appreciate you having me.
For coming in. Thank you for coming in. Now we finally get to try that espresso, and you can have that latte. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, that'll get me through the day.
We look at consumer arts and sciences, and we're looking at the creative economies of Houston. The consumer arts and sciences is just that. We deliver services for the greater Houston area. Our faculty and staff are industry experts, and so they have worked closely with their industry partners, whether it's cosmetology, hair design, fashion design, interior design, merchandising, and our culinary arts program. Now our industry partners know exactly who to go to.
Media and visuals and audio is how we communicate in this world today. Students need to understand how to create that content, how to discuss that content, and distribute it around the world.
The Center of Excellence for Media Arts and Technology comprises 4 different areas. We have audio production, filmmaking, music business, and our digital communications program. We're going to teach you the skills that you're going to need to go out and go to work in the workforce.
The Center of Excellence for Visual and Performing Arts houses programs in art, dance, drama, and music, where we rigorously prepare our students for transfer to 4-year institutions. The Center of Excellence for Visual and Performing Arts provides the curriculum, training, and opportunity for our students not only to enter into the creative industries, but to master lifelong skills that will serve them in whatever profession they pursue. Creativity is at the center of our excellence.
The Logistics Center of Excellence has 2 programs, one of which is the Logistics and Global Supply Chain Management program, as well as the Maritime Specialization. Any student entering the Logistics program here at Houston Community College will walk away with the knowledge needed relevant to industry because our industry partners are engaged in our program. to help us develop it to ensure that when our students walk away from here, they can get those jobs.
So we're back in the kitchen here. Remember those noodles that Emily was putting together for us? Well, here is the finished product. Noodles right there. And I guess, Joseph, you're going to show us the mastery of art in getting these prepared for us.
Right,
It's a pretty quick process, huh?
Yeah, we're going to be making one of my specials, the mentaiko tonkatsu, and as well as a tampopo, which is a more traditional Tokyo-style ramen.
And you studied overseas, you were saying, right?
Right, I studied overseas. I lived in Singapore for 3.5 years working out there, and also studied in Tokyo, actually for sushi, but I do still have a love for Japanese food and ramen as well.
Excellent.
So we're going to start cooking. We'll get this go ahead and started.
So is this a broth that you're putting them in here?
No, this is just boiling water. We've got boiling water here. It's got to be a rolling boil in order to make sure that it's the right optimal temperature for cooking the noodles. And we'll get started. This is our tonkatsu broth. This is going to be our kata style. We have a live pot here. Actually, we have 4.
And what do you have in that broth?
So this is just going to be pork, bones, and that's pretty much it. And we let that go for a minimum of 5 days.
Yeah, pork. You got it there.
This is the traditional style. Yes.
Cool. And is this just a clear broth that you're putting in?
This is our shoyu base. This is going to be our chicken soup, essentially. There's some other ingredients in there too. Can't quite tell you what they are, or else I'll let y'all on my secrets.
Secret ingredients. Everybody's got them. You got to have them. And that was it for the noodles, huh? They cook pretty quickly.
It takes very quickly because they're fresh. That's essentially. If they're dry, it's going to take 4 or 5 minutes. But honestly, 30 seconds for these wheat noodles, and about a minute for these egg noodles. You have to make sure that there's no water left over, else it'll cause the broth to be diluted.
And once again, the process of TV, we sped up the process of making these noodles. It takes quite a while. It's about an hour from start to finish to get them out there. And what do you got adding in there?
So what we got going on here with the mentaiko tonkatsu, we've got black mushrooms or kikurage. We've got some green onions on top, and we're gonna do this one with extra egg. And this is our special egg. It takes us 5 days minimum to make this egg because it's cured. And we have our own special soy sauce mixture that we marinate it in. It's very good.
So you take the egg and do you put it in the salt, or you just put it in soy sauce and that's what cures it?
It's not just soy sauce. It's a proprietary mixture that I'm legally bound that I cannot tell you, but it's delicious nevertheless. And this is a recipe directly from the owner, Rio Wazawa, from the Seattle location.
That just looks incredible.
So this is our tampopo. This is what we got our mentaiko. We've got some samurai armor. This is one of our signature combo toppings. Now this will have a little bit of everything in there. Got some bamboo, got some green onions.
And you would serve that with the ramen, and the customers can place exactly what they want in it?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Lets the customer have a little bit of customization, if you will.
Now, is this your most popular dish?
This is one of our both of these are very, very popular dishes. As I was telling y'all before, we do have, this is more of a modern take on an older dish. So we do like to put on different riffs from the traditional style. But what we got here, the tampopo, this is a very traditional Tokyo style ramen.
And pork belly is really popular in Japan, or is it a popular ingredient to add to ramen, or is that something you incorporated here just for the States?
Pork belly is the original ingredient.
Ingredient,
and what makes us different from other shops is we actually take the whole pork bellies. We're very particular about them, but we had to make sure that they go into a spiral. So this actually is a spiral, but we've rolled it so that it literally it's congealed together. But this pork belly will actually be flat before we actually go through the rolling process and cooking it.
You can't go wrong with pork belly. Anytime you add pork to a dish, it's always going to be a good thing.
Oh yes.
Is there? Well, can we dig on in, get a try?
Yeah, we can go dig on in.
Absolutely.
Let's go for it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to dig into this, and we'll be back shortly.
The Public Safety and Automotive Technology Center of Excellence comprises of 4 major programs: fire technology, law enforcement, emergency medical services, and automotive technology. If your passion is helping others, go to Houston Community College and become a first responder.
the healthcare community is one of the largest workforces in Houston. As we move forward into the next 5 or 7 years, the healthcare workforce will be in great needs. Houston Community College, Coleman College of Health Science is dedicated to providing and preparing students for the healthcare careers of the future. They get real experiences from someone who's out there working in the field right now.
Computers run everything in our lives, and we have built this incredible digital infrastructure. It's a wonderful thing. That infrastructure has to be maintained.
HCC's Center of Excellence helps drive the economy by providing local training for local jobs in the technology field.
We have computer programming, we have computer networking and telecommunications, we have digital gaming and simulation, and we have geographic information services.
If you have a passion for anything, whether it is running a law firm, a hospital, a college, manufacturing aircraft parts, or composing music, whatever it is, and you want to do that as your livelihood, you will have to know something about business. The Business Center of Excellence is made up of 8 major programs of study. Each of these programs provides you with the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed in the workplace. Come join us. We are open for business.
And we are back. Joseph, this is the part of the show the crew likes the most. They call it the chat and eat, and they know it's closer to them getting a chance to eat. So we're gonna keep going here. Here you go, Jim. I'm looking forward to digging in this food. This looks like some incredible stuff. Tell me, you've got a few special dishes, surprises you.
We got a couple other things that that we didn't quite capture in the beginning. We've got some gyoza here. This is our signature pan-fried pork dumpling. What sets us apart from other places, it actually comes with a wing. You can see right here. It actually comes with a full, everything stuck together. Wing? The wing is actually the same flour that we use to dust the gyoza to keep it from sticking together. Whenever it steams inside the pan, it melts off and then creates this nice, crispy, caramelized crust.
Because a lot of folks may think it's like a cheese or something. But
no, it's not cheese. This is caramelized, sugary chip goodness. We've got this with our gyoza sauce here on the side. And we've also brought some takoyaki in here. Now, the thing about our takoyaki that everybody loves about it is as soon as you drop these bonito flakes in, they start to kind of move a little bit. And this is because these are dehydrated.
Right.
Bonito flakes.
Moisture.
Once it gets that moisture, it starts to come alive and start to twinkle in the light.
Let's give this a try. This looks great. A lot of texture in there.
Yep. There's octopus in the center.
Octopus,
nice,
absolutely one of my
outside.
favorite things in the world. And you can taste that. I love these bonito flakes.
Yeah, that's that smoky umami kind of flavor that you get. Kind of just sets it over the top with those extra elements.
So you get the octopus, and then it kind of have the aftertaste is when the smokiness from the flakes kick in. It is incredible. And you said this sauce is mayonnaise, and
so it's our QP mayonnaise. So it's a Japanese mayonnaise, and also a Japanese barbecue sauce on top.
That is incredible. That's great stuff.
So these are the ramens. We've got the mentaiko here. This is going to be basically spicy fish roe. It's a little bit spicy, but it's made with our tonkatsu base. It's not very spicy. You see, the spiciness is because I just want to heighten that flavor, that real rich, eggy kind of flavor.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it, and boy, it is good. You know, I haven't tried. The only ramen I hate to say I've tried are the ones that come out of the packet. I've never had the real thing. This is like a real treat. Yeah, this is a real treat. I've been wanting to try a ramen place for a while. Haven't had a chance to do it, but this is. Those are by far some of the best noodles I've ever had in my life. Those are incredible.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try one of these eggs because I'm a big fan of that.
Oh yes, the soft boiled eggs. It's nice, that lava kind of consistency, and the cure on the outside. That you also get that smokiness from the bonito flakes also in there too, and the soy sauce. And not only that, but there's some other ingredients in there too that kind of supplement that flavor.
I could sit here and eat the eggs as a meal.
Oh yes, and we have many customers that do.
Oh man, this is incredible. If you've never had an egg that's been cured like this, think of mashed potatoes, because it's so creamy. It totally does not taste anything like you would think a hard-boiled egg. Incredible stuff. And I'm gonna try the last dish here because this has got the pork belly in it. And this has got pork belly, and what are these things? I see them all the time, but what is this exactly?
This is Naruto. You know, everybody's familiar with it as an emoji on your texting and stuff. But what it actually is, it's a fish cake that's made from thread fin fish, and we take the fish, we cook it down, and we actually mix it together, almost like a mousseline. It's a French technique, but it was adapted by the Japanese people in order to create, fishball soup and things like that. So this is the Naruto, is what they call it, and the pink swirl is that signature trademark aesthetic of it.
That is light, and once again, the noodles just really, you guys set it apart. You've knocked it out of the park here. Excellent stuff.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful stuff. We got a guy that works for us, and his name is Rourke. He's our co-host.
Oh, yeah.
He goes around town and shoots different things in town. He's at a food truck today.
Oh, really?
And we're going to take a look. They're called Walker Texas Ranger. You heard of them?
Walker Texas Ranger? Oh, I have
a
heard
walk.
of them.
Yeah, Walker Texas Ranger. So let's go check in with Rourke, and he'll tell you more about that.
Yeah, let's go for that.
I'm going to finish eating this. Take a look.
We are checking out the food at Walker Texas Ranger Food Truck. It's the Tex Asian sensation. It's so tender and perfectly cooked. Just melts in your mouth. Mustard and curry leaves. All right, so we're heading out. Marco and Tony were extremely gracious and filled us full of food the likes of which we've never tasted before. Every morsel was incredible.
Hello, I'm Tarek Smith, and here's your Direct Energy, Direct Health tip. Strategies to overcome anxiety. You want to make sure you get enough sleep at night. Nothing is better than a well-rested mind. Exercise daily or stay active because it makes you feel good on the inside. And if sometimes you're feeling overwhelmed, talk to someone so you don't get overloaded. And please, I can't stress this enough, maintain a positive attitude as best and as often as you can. This has been Tarek Smith with your Direct Energy, Direct Health tip. Thanks for watching.
That wraps up this week's show. Make sure you join us next time. In the meantime, join us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and of course, check out our website, hccs.edu/foodwithoutborders. And drop by Samurai Noodle sometime. They're open for your business. I'll see you next time.